Yo, what is good? Welcome back, gentlemen. A
What's up?
little week break for us.
Little vacation.
The last football game of the year, man. Last football game of the year. Super Bowl.
The big one.
It's a big one. It's a big one. It's a good one, and it's always a sad one. Dude, there's something about that feeling where Super Bowl's over, winner's decided, and the next day you wake up and you're like, well, that's it. And then like the week goes on, and then it's like, oh shit, there is no football like tonight on Thursday. And then it's like, oh shit, there's no football on Sunday. Like, when am I supposed to? And so we're at that point. And man, I can honestly say, like, even like through the grind, it still does feel like it did kind of like just start. Like we were, like I said, last episode, like with Jalen Carter spitting on Dak Prescott, like that seemed like it just happened. Like,
yeah, we've been doing it week by week, and it just all of a sudden rolls through, and here we are at the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, we took analysis basically every single week on every team, every player, like important big name fantasy player or big key player on certain teams, and it's like we broke some of the craziest news this year, like with injuries. I mean, all the head coaching stuff we see going on, which we'll get into, but it's been a crazy year for NFL, and I feel like out of all the ones we've done so far, Matt, I feel like this one was the craziest one in terms of like, holy shit, like that. What? Like, it was like the Bo Nix, right? It's like nobody believed that, and then it's like all this crazy stuff. But, obviously, still a ton of fun. We have Seattle against New England, which is crazy because none of us picked a single right team to be in the Super Bowl. Which is also crazy because I had Seattle versus the Philly in the NFC Championship, and I had Seattle winning and then winning the Super Bowl, and I took it back because I'm like, being an Eagles fan, there's no way I could do that, right? Like Matt, if the Lions win the playoffs, are you not putting the like? So I'm like, oh, yeah, but like genuinely, my first one was Seattle winning it, and I was like, I didn't have Patriots in it by all means, but still, I don't have too many stats, honestly. No, like crazy fun stats. I have like 2, but other than that, like it's more you, Marcus, than it is me this week. Okay. I scrolled through. I had some stuff.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I had some stuff. Some of it already like kind of expired. Like I was telling you guys, like Phillip Rivers pulling out for the first time in his life. Like Bills already have a coach, so that joke's gone. So it's I had stuff ready, and as I was going through them today. Before we hopped on, it's like, this is not good. This is not good anymore. This is not good anymore. But I'll start off with one of my 2. The Patriots have averaged 18 points per game this postseason, the fewest by any team to make the Super Bowl since the 1979 Rams at 15 points a game. 1979. Speaking of the Patriots, Drake May, starting his playoff career with a 3-0 record and a Super Bowl appearance, despite 6 fumbles, 2 interceptions, and 15 sacks.
15 sacks, 2 interceptions, 3-0. Usually,
and how many points does he have? I feel like he's got like 20 points scored as a team. So,
yeah, it's not great. It's not what you're looking for.
Sloppy.
Yeah, it's been sloppy, and I tried looking into, like, we're gonna do a whole dive into the game and give our takes. We don't have a graphic for you guys. We're just gonna verbally say who we're picking for the last game, but the Patriots played good teams. I mean, they played some of the best defenses there for all 3 matchups. I mean, when you look at the teams they played, so and the weather not ideal, in a lot of the matchups. So when you're playing dome, top 5 defenses, that's related to the offense struggling. And I get the Patriots fans that are sitting there saying that's why they're struggling is because of all that stuff, But I mean, you still got to put up points. Matthew Stafford still put up what he did in Chicago, and it was cold as shit. And they're away and everything else. He's not used to the weather, and being the Patriots, they should be used to shitty weather and be very, very cold. Because I mean, they showed the side by side Denver versus what would have been in New England if they were the number 1 seed, and it was worse conditions in New England. So it's like, so
he put up points against Seattle. So
Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, Marcus, take it away, man. It's all you.
Got some fun stats. This is the first Super Bowl since the 1970 merger to feature 4 top 2 offenses and defenses. So I'm sorry, it's top 4. So both Seattle and New England are top 4 in offense and defensive scoring. So
Wow.
some pretty 2 upper echelon teams. I mean, first in 55 years to
Yeah.
scratch that one off. So and then kind of on the path of the easy road to the Super Bowl that kind of turned opposite with all the tough defenses is New England had the easiest strength of schedule since the 1999 Rams, who also won the Super Bowl. So that's kind of a little fun fact for you.
Yeah,
It's
that's interesting.
everyone, throws dirt on the Patriots name, but Rams 99 team, the greatest show on turf, are considered one of the best teams of all time, and they had an easier schedule. So Sam Darnold is the first quarterback to play on 5 different teams and then make a start in the Super Bowl. So
Wow.
pretty cool. He's coming
5
back to his
teams
old
already?
5 different teams. Yep. And it's kind of a cool, I don't know if it's considered a fun fact, but his career rebound, I think, started at Levi Stadium for the 49ers, learning that offense, learning kind of the ways to work through reads and progressions under Shanahan. And he's even said it before, is he gives a lot of credit for that kind of restarting his career and kind of building some confidence. So he's back on some familiar grounds. And it's also a little fun fact that the 49ers division rivals are painted in their own end zone going into this game. So that also stinks. And then the last 3 QBs to reach the Super Bowl in their first season with their new team have all won. And we'll see if Sam can make it a 4th. But it all started in 2017 with Jake's boy, Nicky Foles, Big Dick Nick.
Big Dick Nick. Big Dick Nick, Tom Brady, Stafford.
Yep.
I was starting thinking of Darnold. Darnold's what? Jets, 49ers, Panthers, 49ers, Minnesota, Seattle.
And then Seattle. Yep.
Wow. 5 teams already. Like the Panthers and 49ers stint just seemed like
it all happened.
it was all just like blur.
Mhm.
Wow. Well, hey, good for him, man. Good for him.
Big
That
time.
is crazy though. Because the 99 Rams were considered, like you said.
Mhm.
So it's like if the Patriots do get this done, they actually match up pretty well against
Mhm.
against Seattle. And Seattle just had, I don't know if you guys saw, I forget his name. Tough last name to pronounce, but one of their star defensive guys hurt his ankle and is expected to maybe miss the game. They don't know yet. Could be ready. I don't know. But yeah, he hurt his ankle in practice, I believe this morning or yesterday.
No kidding.
That's not good.
Right. I mean, it was scary that they were holding off Drake May too,
Yeah.
like through practice all this
Mhm.
time. Like that
With
would
his
just make it
shoulder.
for an awful Super Bowl if he can't even go. But
Yeah. Yeah, who would it be? It would be Joshua Dobbs.
Yeah. He was a full participant today in
that'd be
practice.
fun.
So
That'd be fun.
yeah, good
Joshua
old
Dobbs
Joshua
versus
Dobbs.
Sam Darnold Super Bowl in
Yeah.
2026.
Yeah.
Wow. That would be crazy. All right, well, Marcus, you are the guest. Who are you taking to win the Super Bowl?
I think I'm gonna go with Seattle. I think we at the end of last week, no spoilers if you haven't caught up to the last episode, but I think at the end we all said we'd go with the NFC regardless of who won, or sorry, 2 weeks ago. And as time's gone on, even kind of like Matt just referred to or I'm sorry, Jake did. It is a lot better matchup than we thought initially. It kind of seemed like whoever won the NFC was going to steamroll through. But then when you look at these 2 teams on paper, they kind of do things in a lot of similar ways. Like they win through the run game, they got dominant offensive and defensive lines, and then just playmakers on both sides of the ball. But it's hard to see Seattle losing with just how damn good they've been through this playoff stretch and really the second half of the season. I mean, they've been one of the hottest teams in the league now for 10, 12 weeks. And they're healthy, they're clicking, and I on the flip side, you got New England kind of struggling. Kind of they're beat up. Drake May's beat up. He's going to need to do a lot with his legs this game I think, for them to even have a shot. And I would just be shocked if they pulled it off, but anything can happen.
Yeah. Matt?
I got Seattle only by default because I can't pick the Lions because they didn't make it this year. But
You can still pick them.
all right, Lions. So to me, and Super Bowl's always weird, right? Because there's so much hype. There's so much, all these people, they're there for the first time. It's just a spectacle, right? So it's one of those things where I'm interested to see if, obviously Mike Vrabel being there, being able to get his guys, to understand what's at stake, what goes into a Super Bowl, being mentally ready. Because I expect Seattle to come out hot. I feel like their offense can take over a game like this, but in a Super Bowl, that kind of goes out the window because everybody's got all these emotions going on from that opening kickoff that, it's going to be interesting. So, I mean, obviously we saw Shaheed take a kickoff, right away before too. So something like that would be crazy in a game, but it's, to me, the defensive battle is going to be really cool to see, except I have the advantage for Seattle. Their offense just absolutely, taking over a game like this. So for me, I've got them 31-17. Kind of, you already alluded to it, Marcus, right? You told me about the points per game for the Patriots. And we've talked about it in, how many episodes about that threshold of if you don't score 20 points as an offense, it's going to be hard to win a game. It's especially going to be hard to win a Super Bowl. So, so to me, I think our prediction is spot on, where the NFC team takes over and wins the Super Bowl here.
Yeah. Like you said, Marcus, last episode, I kind of ended at the question of, like, does it matter who comes out of this NFC side? Are we picking it no matter what? And so my decision was easy peasy on this one. I never really spent too much time even thinking about it. Given, like you said, a little bit nervous on the May stuff, Matt, of like, that's not really what you want to hear. Same thing with Darnold, though. We saw that, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
but like you said, Matt, a really good point that you mentioned, and it's something to really keep an eye out and watch for, is how many seasons do we see a guy have a career game in the Super Bowl and his entire career is just launched from that moment, right? I mean, look at the DB for the Patriots the last time this Super Bowl matchup happened, right? He gets that pick, he gets paid top cornerback numbers, falls off in 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, all it took is one play of him doing the right thing, and someone, they paid him a ton of money. And when's
And
the
he
last
got
time
benched in the next Super Bowl, right?
when's the last time you've heard of him?
Yep.
So it's a good point, Matt. Like you said, you got JSN, you got these guys, you got, you could argue number one wide receiver in the league, right? But opposite of the ball, you have a top 3 corner, Christian Gonzalez. You got Mike Vrabel, the first time being the first person ever to win the Super Bowl with a team and then coach a team to the Super Bowl. So that's like not being talked about enough, I don't feel like.
Yeah, they got a lot of experience in New England.
They have a lot of experience.
Yep.
Their wide receivers are not flashy. They're not going to beat you. They're not going to do that stuff. Like you said earlier, Marcus, I think you're going to see May get mobile. And with that injury status being a little questionable, who knows what we see out of that? Can he run for 60 to 80 yards if he needs to? I think in the Super Bowl, you actually absolutely figure a way out to do that. But a lot would have to go right for the Patriots, in my opinion. They've struggled for a reason. It's funny because one thing we didn't bring up last week when it was Patriots versus the Broncos without Bo Nix, we kept talking about all season long, Matt, how much we thought the Broncos and the Patriots were almost pretenders, especially the Broncos. And both teams made it to the AFC Championship, and obviously one of the teams is in the Super Bowl now. But I think that strength of schedule can only help you out so much. I think that Seattle's going to come out and they can beat you by stopping you on every single drive, or they can beat you by putting up 40. And I think they've proved both of those, against the 49ers. They proved that against, the Rams They prove, they've done it all, right? I mean, it's like they can beat you with 40 points or they can beat you with 20. Whatever one they want to do, I feel like they can do, and they are just such the complete team. And so it's just so difficult to pick against Seattle in this matchup. I have them winning 24-14 is what I have that at.
Be a good game.
I do think there's a lot of interesting things going around the league, though. Obviously, like, with this matchup, we see Kenneth Walker have a really good game. Marcus, me and you this week have literally been on the phone for over an hour talking about, stuff and just fantasy stuff overall, everything else. But Kenneth Walker, right? I mean, Charbonnet goes down. Team doesn't really expect that to happen, obviously, right? But going into the season, going into the end of the season, they're probably going to let Kenneth Walker walk and just hold on to Zach Charbonnet, right? And so Zach Charbonnet gets hurt this late in the season. Now that letting Kenneth Walker go, it's a little bit harder to do now. And he comes out, he puts 2 touchdowns up for 100 yards in the Super Bowl. You got to pay him buco bucks, or you got to wait until your guy, Charbonnet, gets back from an ACL injury, which isn't necessarily what you want from a young running back. To start your season off. So it puts Seattle in a really tough spot. You just won the Super Bowl. Do you keep a running back? Do teams in the past keep running backs? And when they pay them, does it work out? All these questions, right? And you look at teams like Minnesota who could benefit off of a running back like Kenneth Walker, right? So there's going to be a lot of spice around the league, man. We've seen a lot of head coaching. Every single head coaching job is filled. We have Kubiak, Raiders. We have LaFleur's brother, Cardinals. Browns, I think they hired a McDonald's manager or something. Yeah, whoever they hired. Looks like he's going to coach for 2 years and then probably retire because he's 94.
Yeah, he's 63, I think.
Schwartz walks away from that, right? Eagles get their guys. Stoutland, offensive line coach, he leaves because of the whole drama stuff. Vic Fangio might retire as our defensive coordinator. I mean, Nagy to the Giants as an offensive coordinator. That's not what you want to see. If you were going in the right direction, and then it's like maybe not Matt Nagy. Joe Brady was a shock.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, Joe Brady was a shock.
I mean, I think Marcus, I told you, I think the most shocking thing about that was seeing how on board Josh Allen was. Matt, I don't know if you saw that. I already told Marcus this, but that video of Pat McAfee interviewing Joe Brady on his show, and then Josh Allen comes in the background and he's like amping up the new coach and saying
that's like his guy, his guy somehow all of a sudden.
And until that moment, everyone was like, "What are they doing? They're wasting Josh Allen's career. They should have kept Sean McDermott." And then you see a guy who, if you're not a fan of this guy, you're not showing up. He was shocked. Joe Brady was shocked that he came in, right? So it's like you're not randomly showing up in an interview to support a coach if you weren't on board with that. So he had some kind of play in that decision. And so I think that shocked a lot of us because, Matt, how many times around the episodes were we just hammering Joe Brady and the Bills about, they utilize James Cook next week, they don't, and they lose, and then they don't. And then
he was on the hot seat mid-season.
Yeah.
And now he's a head coach. After Josh Allen turns the ball over 5 times, gets a head coach fired, and then comes up on a national TV show and endorses the new guy. But maybe it was just a team building thing. Who knows? But it's kind of
at that point, it's
kind of makes you wonder.
Yeah, at that point too, like you said, is Josh Allen really buying into it, or did he want that, or is it one of those things where, knowing how Josh Allen is, it's like, this is our guy now. I don't have really a choice in that anymore. Like that's kind of how that's kind of how Josh is, right? He's kind of just like that guy that's like, this is the cards are out. Like, there's nothing I can do about it, right? So I can either hate this guy and it's not going to go anywhere. We saw what happened with Philly when they hated their guy this year. It's not going to get you anywhere. So if I embrace him, he embraces me. Maybe we can actually build something and do something here. So I mean, we'll never really know, I guess, which one that is. But
and he could really like Joe Brady. The national pundits and like the big storyline about McDermott getting fired is that midseason meeting with the general manager and the owner, where he told them that he didn't think he had enough talent to win a Super Bowl, and that fell on deaf ears. They were not happy to hear that. They thought he had a team to win the Super Bowl, and a lot of it came back. According, I forget if it was Schefter or who reported it, but he had a total lack of accountability. When they lost, it was a player's fault or a coordinator, or they shouldn't have schemed this. And you're the head coach, the buck stops there, and I think that kind of persona of my shit don't stink, like, you know, he's the 7th most winning quarterback or head coach by percentage of all time. Like maybe that got to his head a little, and he kind of worked his way out of a job. And now you got the good, young, maybe more likable, maybe more charismatic guy. Maybe that's what Josh Allen wanted.
Yeah. I mean, because I was thinking about it too, like, with that being said, with the Bills, you look at it, they have James Cook, Dalton
Mhm.
Kincaid, Khalil Shakir, who has had good seasons the last 2-3 years. They've had Diggs, they've had Gabe Davis when he was
Yeah.
by far a Pro Bowler,
He
right?
was a solid number 2.
So it's one of those things, like, you look at it right now, like, look at the Patriots. Look what Drake May did with less than what Josh Allen.
Mhm.
And Josh Allen, I think we'd all agree, if we're taking one quarterback, we're gonna take Josh over, I don't know about you guys, probably every quarterback in the league for me. Like, I think Josh Allen is that guy. Like, I think no matter
Mhm.
what, he can do everything better than everyone, and he can win you games. So we talked about it. Like,
Mhm.
I didn't think he'd get past. I didn't think he'd get past Denver. I took Denver. I mean, he.
Mhm.
I mean, it was so close, right? But I didn't think he'd get past the first round. When who'd they play in the first round? Why can't I think of it? Who
Jags.
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 I didn't think that, like I said, he'd have to be Superman. He'd have to be Superman to
Mhm.
beat that team, how hot that offense was, and he
Yep.
still does it. And it's like, you sit there and you look at it, look what Drake May, look what good coaching does. Hunter Henry,
Mhm.
Stephon Diggs, Kyle Williams, and Kayshon Boutte.
Booty. Yeah, Kayshon Booty.
I mean, that is
But
no one to brag about when you have Stephon Diggs coming off a torn ACL. You have
Mhm.
Stevenson and Henderson in the backfield. I still think all of us take
Two
James
two
Cook
good
over that.
backs. Yeah,
Yeah,
oh
we
yeah,
also
for sure.
you take James Cook over that, though. But Dalton Kincaid, top 15 tight end, just like Hunter Henry probably is. But other than
Mhm.
that, their receivers are bottom 32, like, bottom 30, like, list. And so
Yep.
if the Patriots can do it on the AFC side, yes, they have the easiest strength of schedule, stuff like that. But remember when the Bills had the easiest strength of schedule this season?
Yeah.
Remember when we were looking
Yeah.
through, Matt? We were
Yep.
on here like episode 4, reading through what James Cook and Josh Allen had ahead of it, and we were like, holy
Yep.
shit,
Yep.
they're gonna dominate. And they didn't. So that's something
Yep.
that's not being talked about, is, like you said,
I know.
maybe there was some stuff going on there where McDermott just could not take accountability to the game plan stuff, because we forget that the Bills did have one of the best schedules in terms of easiest strength of schedule. Like, they had one of the
Mhm.
easiest schedules, and we completely forget about that. And we'd love to poke at the Patriots when the Patriots really have less talent than the Bills do.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yep.
at least on the
But
offensive side of the ball.
The difference was, right, the Bills were losing those games against
Right.
those, and then the
Mhm.
Patriots were
They're
winning those
playing
games
down and then
against,
playing, yeah, absolutely. But
I
yeah, I
forgot.
mean, there's just so much stuff going on around the league. It's
Oh,
it's just
what we missed, I think the other week was bring in most interesting hire for me was the Steelers, Mike McCarthy. Like,
Mhm.
you're going
Pittsburgh
away
native.
so
you're you're going away from your old school, how many years was Mike there? And then now you're bringing in
19.
now you're bringing in this another veteran coach. I thought for sure that they try something new, right? I mean, that's the only
Mhm.
reason you get rid of this longtime tenured coach is now you try one of the young offensive
Yeah.
minds. You try something different. No, they go right with Mike McCarthy, basically
Mhm.
just trying to bring him back in the league essentially.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
Their whole
I had a stat on that, and I thought maybe it was too long to put into the stat stuff that I do. But now I have to, because I don't know if you guys have seen this or not. Um, Mike Tomlin, 19 seasons. Mike McCarthy, 18 seasons. Mike Tomlin, 193 wins. Mike McCarthy, 174 wins. Mike Tomlin, 114 losses. Mike McCarthy, 112 losses. They both have 2 ties.
in a
Mike
Super
Tomlin's
Bowl.
win percentage is .628. Mike McCarthy's is .608. Mike Tomlin's playoff record, 8-12. Mike McCarthy's record in playoffs is 11-11. They both have 8 divisional titles, and they both have 1 Super Bowl.
That's a lot of similarities. I mean,
I
we're
mean,
talking about
they
hundreds
just got
of
a guy that wins more in playoffs by 3 wins.
right.
He's got a
Mhm.
500 win percentage in playoffs. That's it.
Yeah.
And then you have speculation with Mike McCarthy. It's like, does Rodgers stay?
Did
that's his
Rodgers
guy, right?
love McCarthy?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Rodgers the big
I think
McCarthy
so.
guy. Because once, yeah.
By the way, I just got
I
notified.
mean,
Coach of the Year, Mike Vrabel, live.
from NFL, not AP.
It
Nice.
said NFL, no AP.
Yeah.
Same thing
Yeah,
with
okay.
It just says breaking, not the AP shit. It says Mike Vrabel has won Coach of the Year. This was a minute ago, and then before that was Chris McCaffrey Comeback Player of the Year.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. There was
That
a
makes sense.
lot of Coach of the Year candidates this year, more than I could ever remember. Like this was the most colluded, I guess the word would be. I mean, the 8 people you could have won that award, and
Liam
Mike
Cohen, Ben
Vrabel's in the big
Johnson.
dance after 4
Yeah.
years or 4 wins the previous year, so you can't knock
After
that
not
at
even being a
all.
head coach last year. Like he was just
after, I mean, the Titans dumped him. The
Yeah.
Titans.
Yeah.
It's
I
great.
like
Titans
that
dumped
cup, Matt. I
AJ
just saw that
Brown.
cup.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, funny story real quick. Sorry. My late father-in-law loves going to the mall. He would like make
Do the emojis.
shirts.
Yep.
He would do shirts or stuff like this. This one, not knowing anything about football, but knowing that I'm a Lions fan, knew basically, this is how I am as a Lions fan, basically just, so I
love that.
That's funny.
That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, seriously, just so much going on around the league. I mean, we have a lot of guys like we said, Kenneth Walker, free agent. I mean, Breece Hall, they're talking about franchise
George
tags.
Pickens.
There's just George Pickens. I mean, it's like there's so much going to happen. And it's like it's all obviously it's just happening. The awards are coming out as we're doing this.
Yep.
Like it's just it's awesome, but at the same time it like also kind of sucks because like it's over, but then like all the stuff happens and then like the excitement gets built back up, Marcus. You know what I mean? Like for you for the dynasty, like you just randomly it's been done for I don't know how long, and it's like you were like just fired back up and you're on there every single day trying to make trades, making moves, all this other stuff. And it's like as soon as we start seeing trades, mock drafts for the rookie drafts, it's like
we're right back in it.
We're right. Yeah, you're right back in it. But yeah, man. The one thing I will say is this: I hope that this game is just good. I mean, remember that one year remember that one year where Seattle just stomped Denver? Oh my! And it was with Manning. It was just like you turned it off after the first quarter. It was like this game's done. Like the game started off with this safety. It snapped over Peyton's head. And
there was a pick six in there somewhere. I mean, it got ugly quick.
It got ugly fast. And I think for the last game of the season, it's like I just hope that it's and for the first time in a while, maybe it's because there's no Brady or Mahomes. I really don't like if the Patriots win, I would be happy for Mike Vrabel. I'd be happy for Drake May. I'd be happy for Stephon Diggs. Like I'd be happy for all those guys. Like there's not a bad story in this one. And even speaking with Parr, who obviously is a huge Patriots fan, he agreed. He was like, I hope it's a good game, man, because both storylines are really cool. And it's like that's a rare thing. There's probably like diehard Patriots fan or diehard Seattle fans that are like, no, fuck that team. Like Patriots won too much, or Seattle's a dirty team. Like I'm sure there's those guys that are just all in. But overall, as a common fan base, it's like it's a feel good story on both sides of each team, and both coaches really deserve a ring. I mean, with how well they've turned their team around. I mean, like we just talked another 30 minutes and did not mention the Seattle head coach once again. And that's just what I'm saying about this guy, man. It's like nobody is giving him credit. Like, but I will say, we talked about the possibilities, and we did get a Mike.
Yeah, we did get a Mike.
We got a Mike.
Yeah, and I don't know, to delve further into that game too. It's we're all on Seattle side, but Patriots have a lot of Super Bowl experience. I before the pod, I brought it up that this is Josh McDaniels' 10th Super Bowl as an OC.
And he just won AP Assistant Coach of the Year.
Yeah. So it's, Vrabel's played in 2, 3.
I think he played.
I think he's won 2. Yeah. So it's, they've been there, done that. This is a whole new thing for that entire Seattle team. Yeah. So
my favorite thing that keeps resurfacing is I don't know if you saw Vrabel on the Bussin' Boys, and this was like 5 years ago. I think when he was still with the Titans, and they asked him like, you won one, but like, what would you do? Like, would you like cut some inches off your dick for a Super Bowl? And he's like,
I just saw this.
Yeah,
this was 5 years ago.
Yeah,
I just saw it today.
Yeah, it was from a while ago, and he was like, well, I take some. They were like, you already have 2 or whatever. Like, how many do you want? He's like, well, not as a coach. Like, I want one as a coach. And then he was like, I've also been married for 20 something years. Like, you don't need it as much as you think you need or whatever. And then it goes to cut off though. And he says something along the lines of like, okay, like I'll cut off 6 inches and win a Super Bowl. That's fine with me.
He
It
said,
just
"I'll
goes
cut
out
it.
there
I'll
that he's
cut it
just
in
like, he's
half."
just
He goes,
slinging.
"I'll
Yeah,
leave
he's
it with
just slinging.
6."
Yeah, I'll leave it with, yeah, I'll cut it in half and I'll leave it with 6 and win the Super Bowl. It's just like, so it's like you root for a guy like that, man. Mike Vrabel has been a guy.
Oh, he's a
Matt,
player's coach.
Matt, I remember last year when he didn't get a head coaching job, me and you were in disbelief.
The
Absolutely.
Browns brought
we
him
were
in and then
disbelief.
let him walk.
When the Patriots hired Mayo, we were like, what? Like Vrabel just seemed like it made the most sense. That made no sense to us.
Yeah.
And it's like really, I mean, you just like I said, he won Coach of the Year, so great for him. He's an awesome. He'd be an awesome coach to play for.
I mean, how perfect was it though that he didn't get another job, right? He didn't just find the next spot. It was almost like
he knew
it worked out perfectly
Yep.
to where he was able to rejoin the Patriots and now clearly turn them around and get him to a Super Bowl. So it actually was the right move.
Yeah,
But
it was a bold call by Kraft too, because I remember how high he was on Mayo, and I remember them in that presser saying that, you know, this might have some bumps and bruises, but we got our guy, we're going to work with him. And then a year through the experience, Vrabel's still sitting out there, and they went and got him. And hey, I mean, it's a cutthroat business. It was the right call,
dude. And Kraft and Belichick getting denied Hall of Fame. That happened this week week too.
Wow.
I was like,
yeah, we didn't even touch that.
Yeah,
that's
what
you
I'm saying,
have
dude.
to have your vote revoked for that. I mean, you're talking about the pinnacle. I mean, are they not gonna? Is Tom Brady not a first ballot because a couple balls were 2 psi lower than they should have been?
2 psi.
I mean, it's insane. They did a test. Have you ever seen like the in depth of them talking about Deflategate? And Tom Brady actually did it on a podcast, or I'm sorry, it was Edelman. And he was saying that they took it to Congress, or it was like a big deal in the court system, and it all got debunked. Like all the percentages, they were all within a playable percentage, and then due to the cold weather, all the balls that were recorded during that game were like 3 psi lower than they should have been anyways. And it's like I forget what he said, but he's like, I swear, he's like, we didn't beat them by fucking 35 because our balls were 2 psi.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that clip. Yeah, I've seen that clip. Yeah. So it's dude, it's before we go, there's one more thing, and then I'm gonna ask you. I'm just gonna dump this on you real quick because it is a rumor, but I've been hearing more and more about it. So keep a lookout for it. Did you guys see the Dolphins are legitimately debating just completely cutting Tua and taking on the biggest cap hit in NFL history? It's like 108 million cap hit, or 120, or it's in the hundreds though.
I mean, I love the idea because he's gonna get one more concussion and be out anyways.
I think he's done starting. Period. I don't think he will start again. You know, he's gonna be a career backup. He's gonna be like a Mariota. That's kind of who comes to mind. I mean, he's a little better in the pocket, but
he can come in and win a game for sure as a backup. I mean, that'd be a sick backup to have.
Yeah, expensive one. So we gave our scores, or I gave my score 24-14. Matt,
31-17.
Marcus,
and 27-14.
Okay,
mark
it down, stamp it in history. Gatorade color. I got it right last year, Matt.
I was just gonna ask you. I've got lemon lime. I've got lemon lime because I feel like.
Do we know what's leading?
I didn't know. I didn't look at it.
I would say red.
I thought I had it right here.
I don't remember what I went last year, but I know I got it right last year.
I think you went
red.
No, last year was like purple or something.
Purple, yeah. No, it was that. Okay, that sounds right.
Good. That's my favorite.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to purple. I'll go purple.
Okay.
I'll go purple Gatorade. Okay. You're going lemon lime. Both of you guys are.
Yeah, I think.
All right.
I mean,
that's what I was gonna say.
He called it lime, but it's lemon lime, obviously.
Okay, my bad.
All right, well, he's already wrong. Cut the shit. Other than that, man, that's I mean, we said before we wanted to keep this a short one, to kind of just throw our takes out there. What's splashing around the, I mean, because it's Super Bowl. There's only so much you could talk about. Like you said, things can get crazy. We've seen some underdogs win in the past, and we've seen some blowouts, and we just hope that it's not that part is the blowout. So we just hope it's a good game, not decided by some bullshit. It could get really interesting. But yeah, this is our last episode though, man. This is our last episode for this season. Obviously we're hoping and in however many months it takes, what's all the way to September. I think we started it, right, Matt? So
Yeah.
or maybe a week before September.
August.
Yeah,
Yep, late August.
late August is when our new episode will come out if we decide, a lot can change in that time. So we can't guarantee you, but man, what a year it's been, Matt, huh?
Absolutely. I mean, it's been fun just kind of like working through this, being able to talk to you about, everything that's going on. Obviously, from a fantasy perspective, as well as just picking these games, walking through. It's been fun. Obviously, if anybody's got any ideas of, what worked for us, right? What was entertaining? What was fun? What do you want to see more of? Is kind of like the thing that is going to
Yeah.
drive us to get better every. We're by no means good at this thing yet, but we're just having fun with it. So, anybody have ideas? Obviously, bringing on handsome guests like Marcus
There's two dogs.
was a great idea. But that's kind of what I would like to see, and kind of the fun that's been this year is, figuring this thing out.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
one thing too, just to throw out there to anyone that's listening, to the closing statements of the podcast season, is one thing we throw out every single time we do an episode. It's maybe a little bit less time with me and you, Matt, especially on a weekly basis when we're like week 5, week 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like we're just trying to like get all this. But every week that we've done it, at least us three in the playoffs, and towards the end, Matt or Marcus, even when you subbed him and stuff like that, is we sit here and we talk for 30 to 45 minutes while we're getting ready. And we think sometimes that would almost be something you guys would want to listen to, more of a structured format is, hey, here's our picks, if you're interested in our picks, and we're going to go through the games that are really the 50-50, because there are some really rough games where you get the 11-1 Broncos versus the 0-9, Jets. And it's just like, okay, why do we have to talk about this? Right. So something that, kind of just like this episode, right? We kind of just went back and forth and went with the flow of things. We'll have a list of stuff to talk about. That's something we've been debating doing. Obviously maybe it's a little bit more stress on us, Matt. Maybe that's why we've steered away from it, is because, when we have a set thing to talk about, we know it's going to be time filled. We know that it's going to be,
Right.
It's going to fit the time frame. But I mean, even if you look at episodes last year compared to this year, so much has changed in what we do, how we do it, how well we do it, especially on the socials. Every single social platform has at least doubled in numbers, as a follower count or sub count, depending on what the platform is. So it's really, really cool to see. We've had videos hit 1 million plus views, which is just crazy. We just had one 2 weeks ago hit almost 500,000. So
it's awesome.
it goes to show you that we're doing a little bit something right. But even if we just need to make a little tweak, have some more fun with it, maybe just have like 15 things to get through, Matt, and then show our picks, at the end and say, this is what we have type thing. But yeah, as you said, Matt, you nailed it, right? We're 100% open to suggestions or anything like that. But I will say, I think we're both, like we've been talking about, I think we're both ready to kind of just relax and not have to edit and do thumbnails and graphic designs and everything else, as much as fun as it's been. But Marcus, huge thanks to you though, man. It's been a lot of fun. I think, like I was just saying with the discussions, I think like this has sparked up at least my interest and maybe Matt's interest as well in like doing more of the talking stuff rather than just like their strategic boom, 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 kind of just keep going and having you on. With you being a Browns fan, you have nothing else to know about anything.
I don't know anything about success.
It's like you're just so in tune with everything that's going on in the league, and having a third person to talk takes stress off of me, takes stress off of Matt, and lets those ideas and conversations just really keep flowing. So
I honestly, it's so fun just to get on here and hang out with you guys, and I think that is almost like the epitome of the NFL. I mean, we all watch it because it's entertaining and stuff, but what would it be without talking shop with your buddies or
yeah. Oh
running
my
this
gosh, did you
idea?
see that, dude?
Did you
Yeah.
see? Yeah, exactly. Sharing clips throughout the week. I mean, this podcast is almost something that we three do, regardless of if a camera's in front of us. And I think that, like you guys said, that open format where, like this episode, even it's one game, so we kind of bounce around. We're all over the place, but it's like that you were talking shop. That's what that's what the boys do. We're talking about something we're passionate about, a game we all love, and and we hope that you guys at home watching or listening to it enjoy it as much as we do. And we're open to ideas, and I'm really just thankful that I was allowed to be a part of this last couple weeks. I mean, I really enjoy it, so appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next year.
Absolutely. Matt, you got anything else before we sign out for the last time?
JSN over. That's all I got.
took the only bet I've taken so far is Sam Darnold MVP. Super Bowl MVP. Let me
I like Drake.
let me throw that in there before
I like Drake May's rushing over. It was at 39.5 this morning. So I think he's going to have to do a lot with his legs. I think, especially if the game goes the way we think it's going to be, they're going to be behind. He's going to need to move the chains.
Love it.
There you go. And the
Let's get
last
it.
thing that'll be told on this is the 2026 Pro Football Hall of Fame class. We got some legendary names that just dropped literally 1 minute ago. We'll use it as our last thing to sign off. Drew Brees, Larry
Dope.
Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, Adam Vinatieri, and Roger Craig.
God, wow. I hear those names, and the first thing I think about is, damn, I'm getting old. Those are all the guys we grew up watching,
Yep.
I mean, crazy. Drew Brees has like every record in the books. Larry Fitzgerald has more tackles and drops. Luke Kuechly, all-time great linebacker.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, gentlemen. Thank you guys. Like I said, thank you guys, you two individuals, and everyone else that's watching and supporting us. We appreciate you guys, and we'll try to keep you updated, as it goes on, what our plans are. And other than that, be good. All right. Later.
See you next year.
See you.